good day. Probably been a while since you heard from me, really. This is my track presently. I've removed all the buildings off of it except for my pit garage because it's already set in place in my pit lane. This is a digital track. I do have an axle box though to make it analog. And I've got a ghost car on there I use for almost every track setup to kind of show me where my weak spots are. I found that if you use a ghost car, it will let you know, because it sets at a certain speed, where your weak spots are on your track, where you probably need to run some jumpers. And as you can tell, well, it did all right there, but usually on that curve it's slowing down. So we got a pretty good speed going on right now. Yeah, I got a little crash wall over there. That one's been a tricky corner I've been working on. So as most of you know, I don't use a track planner. So I have to fit everything to make it work. See, it had a dead spot there. I also don't have that bank. I don't have the supports behind it yet to support it up. So I was trying to figure out, I think that's part of the reason it's slowing down. I've already got one jumper ran over here. Let's see if I can bring it in. Got one coming up there. But I was watching the Glendale 65. I was watching one of his older videos, and he was talking about how to put them in every 10 joint pieces. So, you know, joint 1. This one where you start 1, 2, and go around 10. I don't think I'm going to put that many in, but the other thing he was suggesting was every place you have a lane switch. You can see I got little blue tapes all over the place, except over there, because that one's got a jumper already on it. I put blue tape around all my spots. I think I'm going to run jumpers to each of those lane changes so I have enough. I think it'll be more than enough to support this track. Then I got to also run some extra wiring. I've been working on some buildings too. I work on this during the day, and in the evenings I do a little painting or building or whatever I got to do. So you can kind of see how this track's laying out. This is a 20 by 8 foot wide table. I was going to shrink it a little bit to 16, but I think I'm going to keep it 20. I do not maximize my board. And the reason for that is I love C3. So it's going to be kind of a diorama, but I have to make sure that you set it up where you don't have a lot of blind spots. So I think I've accomplished that this time. Now there'll be some mountain areas in the areas, you know, here and there, and hey, there we go, it slid off the track. So I think it's because that little bump right there, if you see, I gotta get some more support there. But I'm working on it. I'm cutting them up. I started it last night late. Well, actually, let's just say this morning around 2 o'clock in the morning. But let's just put my ghost car back on there. So now this will give you a different angle. Pit line's a little rough because you can see I got a separation up there. Yeah, it's doing it every time on there now. We got to work on that part. So we'll just leave the car off for now. Let's go ahead and grab her. But so yeah, what I was showing you was my separation right there. For some reason it was good when I put it together, but since I've changed a little bit of the track in the background, it has made it a little off. So I may have to do something, change this up a little bit to make it work. I do like the fact that the pit lane comes in over from here because it makes you slow down to come into the pit lane rather than coming around this bank and then flying down there and trying to get into the pit. That was a problem I was having before, and I didn't feel like buying the track that Slaughter had used at one time. Let's turn this off. And trying to produce what he did for a better entrance to a pit lane. But it's all good. I may do it later if I get frustrated with it. Wall looks like crap. I'm going to be painting a mural of mountains across there. I've been watching videos trying to figure it out. You will see that eventually. I was actually going to try and do it this week. I'm still a little nervous about it because I always can't paint like Shane. Shane had those nice mountains in there. I was going to do one and maybe kind kind of a black and white look, but I'm going to use that blue a little bit, but then it'll be black around the edges and bring the mountains up to the center there. Again, everybody knows me. I'm more of a Christmas guy, so I'm trying to make it. I know in the real land of North Pole it would be all flat, but I'm going to put some mountains in just for decorations because I got that one wall, and it looks like crap because of all the paint chips and everything else I've got on it. So I'll be sanding that down a little bit and repainting it. Already got the paint. Got some of my slot cars up there. I'm just trying to bring everybody up to pattern here. So this is where I'm at. Today I'll be working on creating some more jumpers, which I use I use thermostat wire. It's usually got 4 pairs. It's got 2 pairs in it, so I can run over it everywhere. You can buy them from Carrera, but they're kind of expensive. Anything 16 gauge or better is the best way to go. So it's a little stiff, being it's thermostat wire, but it works. You just got to solder it onto the end. I did buy some Carrera ends for them, so I can stick them into the track upside down. Kind of show you a general idea of that. So, this is a round curve, so it's going to be harder to. Let me pull this back a little bit. You got all these little slots here that these things will slide into. The ones on the bottom of the straights are a little bit bigger, so it actually works better. But yeah, you can put them into here. Make sure you get them the same according to the direction from where you're going from here. So you got to keep them in the same lanes. I'll show that more in detail when I get to that part. This is basically a start over, guys. Any of you new people out there that are wanting to get into the hobby, don't be frustrated or intimidated because of its size. There's several different tracks you can get. Polycar, if you want to go to 143rd, you can go to Carrera Go. This is a Carrera 124, 132 track. You got other options out there too. I'll be explaining those more in detail as we go. So, this was supposed to be just a short video kind of showing what I've been trying to get going while I'm on my vacation this week. And I've got some other things to show you. Let me step over there and I'll give you an idea where that's going. And Yukon wanted to be in the picture, didn't you? Didn't you, Yukon? He's looking at me. He's mad at me. So these are buildings I've had built. I got to run wiring and lights to them. So these are all from Magnetic Racing. So I'll kind of show you what I'm going. This is what I've been working on. This was what I was working on last night. I've had these buildings. I finally put the roofs on them. Except that one. I'm actually building that one all the way up. I have not gotten that far yet. These are kind of some road plans I have here. I got to paint those. I got to paint that building all together. Just some high-end things. Took that off. It runs on a 1.5 for spinning this thing. But I found if I hook it to a power supply, I can go up to, I've had it up to 4.5. I went a little higher than that. It was too fast. But about a 2, if you could go up another half, I think it spins at a better pace. It sounds better as far as running. Or you can just leave it at 1.5. But I got to cut the wires down or run the wires down and out to the edge of my track so I can turn it on and off with using a battery. So I don't want to put it in that. It has a box built for it, which if I show that to you, mine's already in there. Get that light to hit right. It's not wired up to the rest of the wire, which you see in the background there, that red and black. But I'm going to run the wiring. Excuse me, sorry. Run it down. It'll come underneath the table and come out to the edge where I can actually turn it on and off. These will be different. They're going to run off of a different kind of power source because I'm going to have to put lights on all these. And I've tried this. So last night I glued this roof on. And what I tried to do was not glue it along the edges. I glued on the 3 studs that are in here. Okay, so here's an example. I glued on this. Each one goes to each of these 3. It does not go to the outside. And I've went all the way up. Now, the reason being is this is where your lights would go for putting in your upper floor. And the theory is, if I do that, I can actually get access to it. I'm not willing to pull it off yet because I'm not sure if I can get it back on if I do it while I'm sitting here in this video. That would be a little embarrassing, but I'm sure it will be that way because by the time you pull one of these out, they're all 3 glued together. They're all going to pull up. you got to get them to line back up with the holes and put them back in place. So it may not be a great plan. If it doesn't work that way, then I'll still take them off and figure out how to get them back into place and then go from there. But yeah, you guys have seen some of these buildings before. Some of you have been watching these. These are some of the buildings I've been working on. This is my magnetic racing building. I bought all these for a store, kind of a storefront. So I named this one the magnetic racing building. Then these could be like, I painted this one. I think it was gonna be a music store is what it was gonna be, and then so on and so on. Like this one, maybe a teddy bear shop or something like that. This one, it's called what is it called? The Red Lion. It's not gonna be a Red Lion building. It's gonna be a restaurant down below, dance club up top. So I will have blue lights. The bar's basically upstairs. This will be a restaurant area. So up here, when I get done, you'll know it's a dance club, because I'm telling you, I got some really good ideas for it. We'll just have to wait until I implement it into place, but right now I'm just getting ready to paint it. So a lot of it's mocked up, it's not even together. Back to the sign. This is where I've gone with this. If you guys have noticed, if I haven't said it before, this is going to be my Krampus Naughty Club. And it will be in a certain spot on the layout that, it's got a back window so you can actually look at the scenery inside and go from there. So we got a lot to do, folks, but I've got a whole week off, and this is part of my plan. I work during the day on the track. In the evenings when I'm trying to chill out and relax, I come in here, do a little painting or a little gluing, or while I'm watching some TV or watching some YouTube. I've been trying to watch you. I haven't been saying much on your YouTube videos. I've been hitting like because I'm more or less listening to them than I am watching them as I go through this project. So, been having a lot of fun, and I just wanted to update you. I also want to remind you that Thursday night, 2 days from now, I will have my first live in a while. It'll probably just kind of be along the same discussion. And for you new people out there that are just thinking about getting into the hobby and want to go somewhere with it, I'll be bringing up some tips on that as well, as what I've run across since I started over. I've been in this about 2.5, 3 years. So I started my YouTube channel a little over 2 years ago. Man, still trying to learn how to do the channel right. To bring it more entertainment. This is kind of a boring video itself because I'm just talking normal, but I kind of want to step you through what I'm doing on my vacation and, show that I am actually going to start making some progress, which I keep saying and I don't do, but you got to take the time off, man. Weekends, I hardly have time to get anything done. You got your weekly chores at the house, and then you got to turn around and, try and fit this stuff in. Well, it ends up taking up a lot of your time, and I was getting frustrated with the hobby, as most of you know, because you're rushing everything. So I'm trying not to rush. I'm taking this week to do as much as I can, and I'll probably take the approach similar to some other people where I'm doing a section at a time as far as decorating, and I'll show that as I go. These are just some of the buildings that will go back on there. I've got more behind me that are not even built yet. I have more on the way that I haven't built yet. So I ordered them so I could get them this week and maybe get a chance to work on some of them. I've got more lighting to do. I've got 4 lights. I've got 2 more. I got 2 Marshall stands. I have a restaurant / accessory place. I'm not sure what I'm going to call them yet. They're probably not going to be what they are. I usually change up everything. I don't make it what they sell it as. Like that one says WNPC. That's the radio station, North Pole. I actually call it North Pole Central after Lionel a little bit, but I didn't want to put that name on there because it's probably somewhat copyrighted. So it's WNPC is the radio TV station, and there's stuff that goes on top of there to show a satellite, and everything else. And it's kind of cool. It's got stairs in it, and I haven't painted the walls yet. And I don't always paint all the walls. This one, I'm going to do some color combos inside the windows, and I still got to get the furniture and everything. And then these will be the same way. I still got to put the windows in. Now you can see the difference. I can see the difference when you put a glass in there, ding ding ding, versus no glass. I mean, I guess you don't have to put it in there, but, you know, I'm trying to make it look as good as possible. But that's it in a nutshell for now. I'm going to get back to work. I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of things that I'm finding important this week. So I will see y'all hopefully Thursday night. If I don't post another one tomorrow to show progress, because I thought, why not do a vacation progress video? You know, show a little bit of every day of what I've accomplished. You know, only because I just want to share with everybody. Y'all have a great day, and I will talk at you later. Bye, wildlings. And whoa, by the way, why can't it be both?
Tell you what, with that cheeky laugh behind it, it actually does work. You sick fucker, Eric. I love it, mate. I love it.